Well, looks like maybe this one's going to work. Hi friends, it's Marilyn here with Stamping Creations with Marilyn, coming to you on a Wednesday afternoon, November 10th. Normally I come on a Thursday evening, but because November 11th is happening this week, and also because we have, those of us who are demonstrators had a chance to register for a Stampin' Up event online, and I am part of that group, and I would like to be able to watch it tomorrow night. It starts at 5:30, so therefore I decided to pick a different time. So I see there are 3 people says they're watching me, so hopefully it's the right direction and working right this time. As I went to come on, hello Kim. Please tell me if it's going the right direction. I will check my iPad here in a minute. But as I went to start the video early, like I usually do, a few minutes early, and check it, there was all kinds of different choices on Facebook, and it was like, oh my, they have changed things again. So, hi Norma, hi Gail. You are in the correct position. Thank you. Okay, so today I am going to show you another card that I've made with Eden's Garden. It's becoming one of my favorite stamp sets and bundles. And welcome to everyone who is on. Please leave comments, as some of you are, which is great. I do draw from all the comments and send the card I make today out to that person next week, as long as they send me their address. And most of you do, which is really good because I love sharing with all of you. I have 2 or 3 things to mention to you. The Eden's Garden, as I said, is a wonderful bundle right now, or collection, I guess they're calling it, that is available. So I'll show you the pieces of that and how great it is when I turn the camera down. My 12 Weeks of Christmas, the week number 7 actually went out this afternoon. So those of you who are getting it, I hope you're enjoying it as much as I am making them for you. It's quite a neat thing to be able to do that and share them with you, and only those on my newsletter do get it. So if you want to sign up to get the last half, I guess, pretty much, there is a link in the top of this video, as well as you can find it all over on my social media and contact me if you can't, and I will certainly share the link on how to join my email list and get those and use them. You won't get them anywhere else. I do not post those particular ones on any of my social media anywhere, so it's a freebie to you who join my newsletter. Right now, Stampin' Up has a special going on for joining, and you're always welcome to join my team. I love having new people join me. For $100, you get $165 worth of product, and that is a great deal. Never seen it before. So let me know if you have any questions on that. And the seasonal sale is coming up next week. Stampin' Up is doing a sale on cardstock inks that they make, not the Versamark or Memento ink or Stays On, and some of the dyes. There is a list of those, so that also went out in my newsletter, so hopefully some of you can take advantage of that. I will share this over on my YouTube channel after I figure out how to get it there from, again, the Facebook changes. And if you're watching there, I would love to have you subscribe, and we will carry on doing more things over there as well. So let me switch the camera down. Talk amongst yourselves, comment. I know some of you know each other from before. My question to you today is, if you presume you make Christmas cards, any of you who do make Christmas cards, let me know if you make the same for everybody, or do you make a number of different ones? How do you decide on what you're going to make? I'm just curious. I have Christmas card classes and usually make extra ones for those, so therefore I have a number of different ones. But it comes a time when I know I'm going to need another 20 or whatever, and I want something I can make quickly, and that's the card I'm going to show you today, is something that comes together very quickly. So bear with me while I find the button here to turn you around to the other side of my room and turn my camera so that you can see my desktop and I can craft with you. And hello Karen, thank you for liking my newsletter and my ideas. Like I say, I really do enjoy doing them. So it's great to have everybody joining in there. So Eden's Garden, as I mentioned, this is what I'm going to use again. It's also the one I used last week, and I will show you the card again that we did last week, and we'll draw for the winner at the end of this. So Eden's Garden has a bundle, which is a stamp set and dies, and they will be in the new mini catalog that is coming out. So the stamp set is distinctive. Got the right word this time, guys. And a number of different sayings, different fonts, which we like. It is a red rubber set. And don't get excited about seeing the gold there. That gold doesn't come with it. That's my magnet sheet to hold my dies. And those are the dies that come with this, with the bundle. So those will be available in the new mini when it comes out. But what's not available, so if you want it, you need to get it right away. The Ever Eden designer paper, Ever Eden cotton paper, and the garden gems. Those three are only while supplies last. And I didn't check today, but if you want the whole collection, there's one number for it. And if everything's still in stock, you will get it. So before I get, just to show you the cover of the catalogs, we do still have both of those. And as I said, we will have new ones coming out very shortly. So the paper, these are the 6 different designs that have the gold in them. Make sure you can see some of what I'm doing. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you can see they're all either evening evergreen. Well, I think each one of them has evening evergreen and soft succulent in them. And on the reverse side, if I can get it flipped right, it's a lot more subtle designs. I haven't used a lot of those yet, but I do have plans for them. And then this is the ombre look, which has become quite popular lately. So as I said, if you want those, don't delay. The cotton paper is similar to tissue paper. And each week we try to show it, but it's really hard to. It's a heavier than tissue paper, and it's a bit shiny on the one side. And I haven't done it myself yet, but I have seen some videos where demonstrators have heat embossed on it with white. White snowflakes look gorgeous on the dark green. There's two different shades of green, both of the evergreen and evening evergreen and soft succulent. And then the embellishments, the garden gems, come in different sizes and different shapes. I noticed a video today or picture where someone used these shapes as the center of the ornaments from that ornament stamp set. I don't have it, but it is in the catalog and you can find it. So let's start with showing you. I don't see many questions. Good to hear you chatting back and forth. Hello, Terry. Welcome. Sonia, let me know where you're watching from. I'm always interested to see who has come to play with us. And sometimes I will put in the dimensions and whatever of what I'm using. A little bit short of time today because of changing my schedule, so I didn't have time to do that. But this is the card I'm going to show you. And it's patterned after one by Marcy Denning out of Ontario, Canada. Using that set, those colors, and just came together very quickly. So I'll lay it there. It's also very similar to one that Bonnie taught us a couple weeks ago in our Zoom Friday class, which just used 2 and 2 different squares of designer paper. Some of the ladies on there, because that class, if I haven't explained it before, is one where we use all of our own supplies. Someone is the teacher. People can volunteer. They don't have to. It's just a fun Friday afternoon event. And we use our own supplies. So some of the gals, I used basically what the instructions said, but some of them did put a layer behind it, behind their squares, and it looked really good. And when I saw this one, I thought, oh, that's what she's done. Look at that. So kind of the same idea, only different. For today then, I am going to, hello, Catherine. Good to see you all. So glad you found me on this afternoon time change thing. And yes, we've had a time change, haven't we? Has it affected you? I can't say in our routine it has changed much. The first day, of course, is I half an hour ahead, half an hour behind. Where am I going with meals and pills and whatever? So yes, Karen, Zoom Fridays are very much fun. And I don't publicize the Zoom link to that, but you're welcome to join. Just send me an email and I'll add you to my list that goes out for that, okay? So you'll notice on this card, the sample that I did first, my background was the evening evergreen, and I thought for the one I'm going to demo, I'm going to flip the colors, and I'm going to use soft succulent. My evening evergreen is going to be this layer, and I did have a piece of paper here that told me sizes. The sizes will be posted on my blog post, which probably will be up later today or tomorrow. So the card base is cut at 11 by 4 1/4, as you probably have guessed. The next layer is 5 3/8 by 4 1/8, so that's going to give you just a real fine border. Then your white for inside and out are both 5 1/4 by 4. Your background to the designer paper is 1 7/8 square, and the DSP is 1 3/4. So like I say, very easy, simple to put together card. So I'm going to use my liquid glue, especially with having such a fine border. I want to be able to maneuver it if I have to. You know, that wiggle room that we talk about on here. And you can see that I certainly need to. I am, hello Tracy. Welcome. And I like to turn my cards over and burnish them. I call it burnish. I know that's what you call it with the bone folder, but I'm not sure about this. But rather than on top of the layer that I might be gluing or adhering things to, then I am always suggest stamping before gluing for anything that has words or designs. And therefore on the inside one, I'll just show you this one again, I just used one of the large stamp at the bottom there. I like to ink my stamps, and I'll not do it on the table because that will bounce the camera for you. Doesn't look like much ink, but trust me, it will color it. And it doesn't matter what direction you put it. Again, just straight down, straight up. I used to say that the other way around and it didn't make sense when I finally started thinking about it. So that's going to be my inside layer. Then for my outside one, I'm going to eyeball, for lack of a better, not measuring, just going to see where I'm going to want those. And then I am going to use another stamp out of that set that has Sending Hugs on it, placed at an angle on my block, so I'm looking at the words, not the block, when I go to stamp it. And it's going to go where that empty square is. On this one, I'll be honest with you, when I stamped it, I rocked the stamp and I had to turn my white layer over. So thus, my reason for always recommending stamp before you glue. So, going to, and I've used a different designer paper as well. So again, because there's not much of a division between all of the, or not division, you know what I mean, not much area to border, that's the word I'm looking for, not much border around those. I'm going to use liquid glue, and I am going to pick them up and try to lay them as even as possible. Kathleen is here. Welcome, Kathleen. Yes, glad you're here. Glad everybody's here and you are joining me. So like I say, please comment. Please let us know where you're watching from. And my question was, do you make all the same Christmas cards? Like, do you do, I don't know how many you do. I'm not going to venture a guess there because I'm sure you can't guess what I make. But do you make them all the same, or do you make different ones for different people? I have a customer friend. Most customers become friends, don't they? And they, this friend originates from New Zealand. And when she started coming to me, I think we were doing scrapbooking classes when she first started coming. Sorry, I had to reach my scissors. I have a pair of what I call kindergarten scissors that I use to cut the adhesive pieces because I do not want my good paper snips coming in touch with this glue, if I can help it. Anyway, this friend from New Zealand, of course, had to have her cards ready to mail much earlier than the rest of us. And as she was attending my Christmas card classes and making the cards and adjusting them to her own design, well, maybe not design, but her own liking, which I really encourage. I don't want anybody to feel that I've forced them to do something they don't like or don't want to do. But she would make a different card for every person she sent one to at home in New Zealand. Oh, I see I've got that down. This would be the most difficult part of the whole thing, I think, is figuring out exactly where you wanted those. And it's never going to be even, but it'll be close. Anyway, she would do a different card for every person she sent to, and she would keep track of those cards so that the next year, if she sent that one, I don't know, maybe I'm going to say a whimsical, funny card, the next year she might send them a more serious one, just so she knew. And I thought, oh. And she sent quite a few. I don't remember the numbers, but any of you that send a lot of cards, like I do, it's hard to remember. And I like a lot of different cards, so therefore, sorry, I'm busy trying to think of what I was saying. And I also make a lot of different ones because, I like this one, I like this one. I have, one of my cousins has the blinds that are the slats that go crossways, and she likes to hang her cards on there. So a card like this would not be good for her because she wants to hang them this way. So I do make sure that I send her that particular one, or that particular landscape layout. So basically, do your greeting that should fit in that 1 3/4 kind of square. Do your layout so you're happy with it, which, okay, I guess you can see it in there. And then kind of burnish it for the, and that's pretty well it. So I'm going to put this on the inside just with my liquid glue. So yes, I saw somebody say they had a card already from Germany. Was that Kathleen? I do try to send a different one and keep track of them. Good for you. Good for you. How many do you send out, Kathleen? If you do that, like, do you have a big book, and how do you keep track? Do you take pictures of them? I'm just always looking for neat new ideas. How many have you seen? I'm sure quite a few recently. I think yesterday, the day before, was when I first spotted it happening on Facebook. There's a message that people are copying going around that says, I'll send you a Christmas card, you send me one, but I want your favorite recipe. We chatted about it in our team meeting last night, and we do a card swap on with our team, and one of the gals said, "Oh, wouldn't that be neat to do that?" And I said, "It would, if you're really looking for recipes." I personally belong to some cookie swaps years ago, and you may have heard of those, where you make whatever it is. If there's 10 of you in it, you make 9 dozen cookies, and you take them and you swap them and whatever. And our kids weren't very big when that was going on, and our son said, "But Mom, you always bring home things we don't like, and you take the stuff that we do like." So I kind of backed off on doing that, which saved me some time as well. And I just make their favorites now. Each one has a favorite, and that's basically what I make. And of course, last year with not seeing anybody, I kind of got out of that even. So great. So yes, please keep commenting. If I don't answer you or see it online as we're going, I will certainly go back and look at it later. And like I say, I love hearing from you. So there's my card. And I think I'm going to use maybe a couple of the smaller, well, if I had them picked up properly, little gems that go with it. And there we go. So, do you have a favorite out of those two? Let me know. I will be sending this one to somebody who gets drawn on the wheel of names next week. Those are our cards. Here are a couple others that I have done with that bundle. This one is using one of the dies for the edge. Again, the distinctive stamp, a bit of gold, and words inside, and using the 2 greens again. This is one that we did last week, and where I used the tear and tape and used the gold leafing, which I hadn't used very much before. And there I did put one of the decorative or the more diamond shape gems from that set. And I have a couple of take a picture of every card. Very good, Catherine. Great ideas you guys have. So I have a few more show and tell. This is a card I received from a friend of mine as a thank you card, and it's gorgeous. I don't have this particular embossing folder. This paper, I'm not sure, but I love how she combined all of it for a great fall thank you. And Tracy, it was wonderful to get that in the mail from you. Thank you. And these are a couple of swaps from our team swaps. One done with the one of the papers we have now. Sorry, can't remember the name right now. A couple of extra rhinestones added to it, and a snowman colored. And another thanks done with the paper. This one was from Faye, and this one is from Terry. So great to heartwarming hugs, Green Ginham. Thank you, Tracy. Glad you're on there to help me out with that one. And this is more with designer paper that most of the time, as you probably are aware, designer paper does do most of the work for us, doesn't it? Like it's wonderful. I love it. Okay, so if there's nothing else pressing, I will bring over my iPad where I have all the names of everyone who commented last week. And I really appreciate your comments and your sharing. And I'm going to do a draw so you can see who wins. And I will send a card out to you. Maybe I'll send 2 even. We'll see. So, ooh, that's pretty close. Glenda, congratulations. Please, Glenda, if you're watching or when you are watching, please send me your mailing address. And I can do that if there's anything you'd like me to demonstrate. I have no idea from one week to the next what I'm going to do, but I will be back to join you next Thursday at 7 o'clock. Thanks for joining me. Take care all.